how's everything doing? It's on. Well, I thought it was time to do another Drobo update. You'll notice that I've now got an orange light on my Drobo. Drobo's sitting right there, actually. And that means I'm down on space. I'm down to 15% free space. It's giving me the warning, and so I've got 199 gigabytes of free space. So I was looking at adding a drive, although the bottom drive on my Drobo is broken for whatever reason. I stuck a good drive in there and it's not turning on. I'm interested to know if any of you guys who have fixed Drobos know any idea why that might be. I might have to take it apart again and just look inside and just see if there's a physical damage or something. I couldn't believe that there's any actual electrical damage since the rest of it works 100% properly. I'm guessing there was maybe some physical damage on the board where it plugs in. But when I plug it in, it does spin up. It sounds like it's starting up and working, but then it doesn't register otherwise. Maybe there's something wrong with the SATA connection. The power seems fine, but like I say, the SATA connection seems broken. Anyways, I think what I'll do for this video, just for fun, I do got 199 gigs free, but what I may do is get that transferred over to the 1 gigabyte drive, just so it's not sitting there orange warning me. It will take me a long time to get through that 199 gigs, to be honest. So I could probably leave it that way for a while, but I do have another drive, a brand new one that I bought. So I figured I'd go ahead and plug that one in. So let's sit you down here. See if I can prop it up a little bit. So I'm actually going to pop this guy out, the top guy. Well, I'll pop the bottom out because the bottom's not working anyways. Maybe after this is done transferring, I'll shut everything down and try and fix the bottom one, and then I can put the 500 back in and use it. But for now, so this is a brand new 1 terabyte drive. I think I got it off Amazon or something, and I was just kind of keeping it. So now what we're going to do is take the top one out here. So it's not going to like this. It's going to go crazy here if I show the screen. As soon as I pull this out, it's not going to like that at all. Alright, it's going to start flashing red now. So I took it to a 500 gig drive. This is a 500 gig 7200 RPM drive. Now it's in trouble. There's no space and it's just lost a drive. Now it's relying on 1 copy of the data. Once I put this 1 terabyte in, it's going to have to copy 500 gigs over basically. Here is the error. 100% space used. And the Drobo is giving me all sorts of trouble. And of course up here I got the red light. So I'll go ahead and put the 1 terabyte drive in. Note that it says red alert at the bottom. Drobo is critically low on capacity. Insert a new hard drive into the empty bay. And so the empty bay is, well, the one I pulled out is at the top, 500 gigs. So this should, this won't double my capacity. I had 1.12 terabytes to begin with. There's 2 terabytes of drives, worth of drives in there right now. I'll put another terabyte in to have a total 3 terabytes of drives, but that should get me up to about 1.5 terabytes, I think, once that comes over. So let's go ahead and insert this here, and then later on, like I say, I'll try and fix up the bottom so that I can get the bottom working. But for now, I'd rather not see it orange. I'd rather see everything green. Give that thing a snug push in there. Alright, so now it says new drive detected, see at the top there. And now it's going to actually try and start copying this over. Now I won't be able to touch this for probably 24 hours while it copies that data. We'll see how fast it goes. So now it's copying the data. And so we're back up and running, but it is flashing yellow. So you can see the free space there is now, before I had 199 gigs, now I have 664 gigs. And that should be actually quite a lot for me. I won't use that. But that'll allow it to be nice and free, lots of free space there. So what I do is I use it for backups and I use it for data. So right now it kind of has my redundant videos, YouTube videos, and miscellaneous data, and then I also back up my MacBook to the Drobo, which is somewhat redundant because it has multiple drives. So if the whole unit dies, well, I'm out of luck. But if the whole unit dies and doesn't take the drives, then I can always get another Drobo and get my data back. But it is redundant from the point of view that if I lose one drive, at least not while it's not copying over. If I lose one drive, then I'll still have all my data. And in theory, because I pulled out the 500 gig, in theory, I think it will even, if it loses one of the active drives, I think if I put this one back in, it will even recover some of the data. I'm not 100% sure about that. That'd be interesting to know. But anyways, so you can see the storage there, 3.18 gigabytes over here, used for protection, just less a gigabyte of, well, 960, less than a terabyte, I should say, 960 gigs used for protection, and available for data is 1.78 terabytes. And what I do, I have a backup jump drive, a USB 3.0 jump drive that I use to back up all of this, which is a 3 terabyte backup drive. So now what I'm waiting for is I'm waiting to see how long this is going to take. So I've got lots of free space left, but it's going to take some time. So it's saying approximately 9 hours, approximately 10 hours it's saying now. So we're going to let that go overnight, and hopefully by the morning it'll be done. And if that all gets fixed up, then maybe what I'll do is I'll take this unit apart. And I've had it apart 2 times at least before, so I'll shut it down, take it apart, and see if I can fix the bottom there. For whatever reason it doesn't work. I'll have to get a flashlight. Maybe I can even see something wrong with it. But I didn't notice anything wrong the last time I took it apart. Anyways, I just wanted to show you that. I have, let me see, I have this drive here. This 1 terabyte. Did I pull this out? No, I don't know which I pulled out. I think I pulled, well, I think this was a broken one I had. This one doesn't work. But yeah, the 500 gig here, this is the one I pulled out that has the data on it. So I'll just keep this just in case. I'm not going to wipe it. There is data on there, but of course only data that Drobo would be able to read. So I'll put this back in its sleeve. And I'll put that aside, and hopefully in the morning I'll do a follow-up video and we'll show this is done. So stay tuned. Alright, this is the next morning, and it has gone through its reconstruction of the drives. So you can see we're all green here. I'll pull that off. And all green there, all green lights. You can see we're back down to about 60% used. And Drobo dashboard here shows all 1 terabyte drives in there. So we are good to go. It took about 7 hours, I guess. And so we got 665 gigabytes free space. And everything is looking great. So I didn't lose any drives. So what I'll work on next is actually getting the bottom drive here. I might pull this apart and see if I can fix the bottom drive. I don't use the Drobo daily. I kind of disconnect it, and that's one easy little tip actually to minimize the wear and tear on this. Is just unplug the FireWire, and it basically makes the Drobo go to sleep, and all the drives spin down, and they just sit there until you actually go ahead and plug in the FireWire again, or USB or whatever. So yeah, that worked out well. So I've got the 500 gig drive. I'm going to try and fix this. I don't know if a Y splitter SATA cable would work. If you could plug a Y splitter in the third bay, and then plug 2 drives into that Y splitter SATA cable. I might have to try that and do a little video on that and see if that works or not. I don't know. But anyway, successful drive replacement here on the Generation 2 Drobo, and status is all green. And yeah, I do use FireWire 800. I love it. I think this 2013 MacBook is the last one with FireWire 800 on it. I could be wrong, but I think it's near the end of life where they stopped putting FireWire on it. Everybody's moving to USB 3. But anyways, works great. So I have 3 terabytes worth of drives in there. I've used about 1.13 terabytes, 64%, and I got about just under 700 gigs free to use up, and that's going to take me a couple of years, to be honest, to fill that 600 gigs up. So I'm good for the foreseeable future, unless a drive should fail. But I will still try and put the other drive in there just to spread data across more drives, and that way you have a little bit more room and hopefully less chance of multiple drives failing. I don't know if that's better or not, to be honest. Once you got 3 in there, your data is spread. One of the drives is used for the backup portion of the data. So I don't know if it actually makes a difference to put another drive in there, but anyways, in theory, spreading data across 3 drives, 3 working drives, plus the parity drive, across 3 drives will minimize, will lessen the impact on, all the drives in general. So they'll all be getting used a bit less, and hopefully save in wear and tear. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Just wanted to give you guys the follow-up on that one and let you know that everything is good. So another successful drive switch with the Generation 2 Drobo. I'm loving this. I got this for $10 off eBay. It was broken, used, not for parts, because the bottom tray. I'm seeing a couple other ones. A 5D Drobo. It's bidding at like $10 right now. Broken, no cords or anything. That will probably bid up to $100 or something, but still at $100, I mean, that's a steal if you've got the wires and the power adapter for it. If it still somewhat works. And I mean, what's going to go bad in these things? The connectors, the mechanical things are going to go bad. The SATA connectors on the board. It's very rare that the board would go bad if you have it sitting on a UPS. Unless you get a power surge or something, it's not on a UPS. But anyways, so yeah, I'm really loving the Drobo, and I would definitely recommend it. You see a lot of bad reviews on the Drobo, but I would definitely recommend the Drobo for you. So I'll leave it there. Hope you guys found that interesting, and thumbs up to the Gen 2 Drobo. I'm going to keep using it till it dies.
Over.